Hello magical people and welcome back. This video is all about sharing my favorite vegetarian recipes with you. These have been my very easy go-to recipes whenever I crave something delicious. They are super easy to make and they vary from breakfast to lunch/dinner. So I hope you're going to enjoy and let's get into it. So we are going to measure out about 250 grams of milk and about 40-ish grams of semolina. Then we're going to mix it together and cook it on the stovetop. Add 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder with about 1 teaspoon of honey and then mix it together until it becomes a ganache. Pour out your hot semolina pudding and then add the toppings. We're gonna add the chocolate ganache. Spread it out real good. I struggled with it a little bit, but then I managed to make it perfect. And next, adding the strawberry jam. This is such a delicious recipe and I love it for breakfast. Add about 60 grams of oat flakes with 200 milliliters of soy milk and a little bit of cinnamon. Then mix it together very well. Next, we're going to chop the almonds for the toppings. Once we took it out of the microwave, we can add the peanut butter. This one is homemade and I love it so much. And of course, the sour cherry jam. Mix it together. This will give it such an amazing taste. I've done this so many times and this combination of peanut butter with cinnamon and sour cherry is the best. Then I'm going to add some more jam on the top and sprinkle some almonds. There you have it. Your quick and easy, delicious brekkie. This next recipe requires us to make some oat flour. If you don't have any already, you can just use a food processor to make that blend very easily. Next up, we're adding cottage cheese, 4 eggs, and lactose-free milk to make our pancakes. So about 100 grams of oat flour, 100 grams of cottage cheese, and your 4 eggs. This is a recipe for 2 people, but if you are really hungry, just eat it yourself. It's got tons of protein in it, so it's perfect before you go to the gym. Now we're gonna use a hand mixer to mix it together until it becomes a very smooth batter. Then you're gonna add your milk and a little bit more oat flakes to make it a bit more thicker. Adding your batter in a small pancake pan. I love this so much. Then cover the top to make it very fluffy. Then let's deal with toppings. We're gonna chop up the banana. Once all your pancakes are done, let's layer. So we're gonna add 1 layer of banana, a layer of raspberry jam, and so on. This makes such an amazing, filling, yet delicious breakfast. And it also looks really cute. Add 2 eggs in a bowl. And mix it together until it's fully whisked. Now we're gonna use sweet bread instead of just normal bread to make our French toast. Sweet bread has a different consistency and it's got more sugar and vanilla in it, so it's more delicious. I'm gonna put it in a pre-oiled pan and also cover the top of the pan so the eggs are cooked through. Now let's make our iced latte. We're gonna use granulated coffee, add your ice cubes, milk, and then let's make the coffee mixture separately. You're gonna use a little frother to mix it all together so it gets a little foamy. And we're just going to pour it on the top. Look how aesthetic this is. And also, it's just so delicious. Serve with some jam and you're good to eat. It's very delicious, very quick to make, also sweet but not too much. Next, we're making halloumi and mushroom stew. So the mushroom stew had already been made by my dad, so we're just gonna cook the halloumi. This is a very easy thing to do. I'm just gonna put it on the stove top, little pieces, and then add the mushroom stew. So make sure you don't burn your halloumi. I kind of burned mine, but it still tasted very delicious. So yeah, we're gonna chop up some tomatoes to add some veggies as well as cucumbers to the side. You're gonna top the mushroom stew off with your halloumi and add your veggies. So basically you can use any type of stew with this. This is a very quick and delicious food to make, and stews are very easy to do as well. So yep, this is my favorite out of all of them. So avocado mac and cheese. Use your cooked pasta cheese, grate it. You can use any type of cheese. I just use normal white cheese. And then use your mayo, rice vinegar, Greek yogurt, half of an avocado to make your sauce. So we're gonna chop it off, add some cream cheese. This one got some herbs in it. We're gonna add the rice vinegar, some garlic, obviously, mayo, and your Greek yogurt. So to make this a very quick recipe, because you already have like pre-cooked pasta, what we're gonna do is add your pasta in a bowl. We're gonna make this in the microwave, so very fast. Add your pasta, then the cheese, and mix it together and put this in the microwave for 1 minute or maximum 2. And then just add the sauce on the top of it and mix it together until the cheese and the sauce is all melted together. This is like 5 minutes of work without, of course, cooking the pasta. But this is so quick and so fast. So if you've got these ingredients at home, just do it. I promise you, you won't regret it. This tofu and buckwheat plate is the best. You're gonna add 100 grams of buckwheat. This makes for 2 portions. And basically cook it for about 30 minutes until it becomes very good. Then chop up your tomatoes in these circle shapes. Add some olive oil in a pan and basically just cook it until it's caramelized. Then we're gonna make the tofu. We're gonna season it with some veggie seasoning and cook that also in a pan. Then let's make the honey garlic sauce for chickpeas. 2 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of honey, and 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. I'm gonna mix it together until they are very well incorporated, and then add your garlic. So delicious. And cook this on the stovetop as well. Once it's all done, let's make the plate. Buckwheat, you gotta add your tomatoes and your chickpeas. And just top it off with your tofu. Very quick, very delicious, very filling. These ones are the most time consuming, but they're quite easy to make. So you're gonna need 2 carrots, 1 head of red cabbage, sliced mushrooms, onions, garlic, tofu, rice papers, and some seasoning. So what we're gonna do is cut the red cabbage head in 4, and then take out the middle part of it and use a food processor to make it and slice it into very thin little pieces, just like here. Then we're gonna do the same thing with the carrots as well. We're just gonna peel it first, and then pre-cook the onion and garlic. Add your cabbage, cook it a little bit, and then add your carrots. Cook this as well, and once add the rice vinegar and more water until it's fully cooked. So just keep adding a bit more water until you see it cook. Now we're gonna slice up the tofu. We're gonna make little cubes, so it's gonna be easier to fill the rice paper with it. So with the tofu, we're also going to add the mushroom and cook this on the stove top. Once it's done, both need to be mixed together. So make sure they're well incorporated and still hot. So we're gonna make the rice paper. We're gonna dip it into a bit more water and let it soak through until it's easier to bend. Just gonna put some of the mixture in the middle of the rice paper. And as you can see right here, I'm trying to create little rectangle dumplings with it. I wouldn't say the rice paper was fully soaked through, so it was still a little bit difficult to bend it. As you can see, it still looks like a plastic a bit, but maybe if you get better material. So we're gonna coat it 2 times just to make sure that the mixture doesn't come out once we're gonna cook it. And just continue to do this until all of the mixture is done. And I would recommend you cook only as much, or you make as many dumplings as you want to eat in one sitting, because yes, it's going to get crispy, but after some time when it's cold, it's just gonna go back to the way it was. So just make sure you make smaller portions